sound now. How are you?
Very good, Joe. How about you?
Good. Jeneria, it is such a pleasure to have you joining us live from Kenya today. We are so excited to hear a little bit of your story and just the incredible work that you are doing. So thank you so much for beaming in to the Global Biodiversity Festival with us.
Thank you so much, Joe. I'm really impressed and very happy to be here as well.
All right.
I hope you can hear me properly.
We've got you loud and clear. I'm going to give you a nice little intro, and then Jeneria, I'm going to let you take over. So
all right.
We've got Jeneria Lekilelei joining us today, a Samburu warrior who's soon to transition to an elder. He comes from the Westgate Community Conservancy in Samburu in northern Kenya. He first joined Ewaso Lions in 2008 at 19 years old. At the time, he spoke limited English and saw lions as predators, as killers of goats and cows. Since then, he went from a lion scout to a field ambassador to field operations manager. And is now director of community conservation. And he is now inspiring the next generation of lion warriors who are going to protect Kenya's lions. Again, Jeneria, so great to have you joining us live today. And I heard this is one of your first live presentations out to the world virtually.
Indeed, actually, this is my first presentation I've ever done without having people in front of myself.
Absolute honor to have you doing it at the Global Biodiversity Festival. And when you're ready, let's dive into your story.
All right, thanks. All right. Do you have my screen there?
We got it.
All good? All right, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is okay. Here I am. I'm Jeneria Lekilelei from Samburu, and my talk will be about mentoring the new generation of lion warriors. And I'm really happy to be here today and talking about how we're mentoring the new generation of warriors and how we're progressing in lion conservation. So about the Ewaso Lions, we live in Kenya, in northern Kenya, in this amazing landscape of Samburu, in this amazing river called Ewaso River. That is where we got our name from. So that is why we call ourselves Ewaso Lions, because we're monitoring lions in this amazing landscape, in this amazing river, in both the ecosystems. And about Ewaso Lions, what is our mission? Our mission is to promote coexistence between lions and people. And that is our goal from the day one, trying to understand how can lions live alongside people. And why lions? Why in Kenya? Why in northern Kenya? Lions are disappearing all over the Africa. And in Africa, about 20,000 lions approximately left in the whole of Africa. And in Kenya, about less than 2,000 lions. The last number was approximately in 2009. That was the last number that we have, that less than 2,000 lions left. And why that? Mainly because of the habitat loss and also the retaliation killing, where if they come across people, livestock, and then they kill them, and then people tend to kill them, poisoning, and also spearing. And that is a major threat facing lions. And here is my community. This is how we live as community. My community, the Samburu community, we are very much nomadic pastoralists, keeping livestock like cows, goats, camels. And therefore, this is our life. This is our bank. And this is all about the Samburu community. If they lose anything apart from their livestock, it becomes a problem because that is what they depend for life. And the challenge that the lions are facing here in northern Kenya, we're facing a severe drought. The drought, the climate change is becoming a really problem in northern Kenya. We don't have much rain throughout the year. And that means if there's no grass, then there's no food for lions. It doesn't mean that our lions become vegetarians, but if there's no grass for herbivores, then there's no food for lions. And that is the major problem that we're facing in northern Kenya now. Herbivores becoming a problem to find food, and therefore lions also becoming a problem to find their own prey, which is the wild prey. And therefore, if there's no food, then what is the other alternative? the other alternative, they will choose the livestock. If they come across, then therefore, that's when they come and contact with the local community, which is my community. And I said earlier that livestock such as cows mean a lot to us as a community, mean everything to my community. And that is why if a lion tend to kill one, it become a problem. Then that is where the retaliation is coming across. And that is what we have been trying to address from day one, because that is what we depend in life. And this is to give you one of the examples. This is a lion, a dominant male that we lost in 2013 called Lorish. And Lorish was our dominant male. He roamed from Samburu National Reserve to Westgate Community Conservancy, to Kalama Conservancy, to all these community areas. Later, he really struggled finding the wild prey. Unfortunately, he started prioritizing in people livestock. And therefore, the community gets so upset because by killing so many livestock, then it become a problem to community. And that is why they kill Lorish. And here is our moran, the Toye, who was his lion that he was monitoring. We colored him because we have seen how he's coming to contact with the local community. And that's why he was killed and burned to remove the sign of any vultures or us getting the lion. And that is one of the major problems that we have in northern Kenya. People killing lions while they come across their livestock. And this is me. It's very funny to look at myself when I began Ewaso Lions. I was a young warrior when I began Ewaso Lions in 2008. I knew nothing about lions. Lions are my enemies. I hated lions. I didn't like lions at all, just like other community members. And this is in 2008 when I began from the scout to then to a manager, starting to understanding the challenges that lions are coming through. And here I am now, being an elder now, a junior elder from the other generation is coming up of young men called the warriors. And now I'm very proud for myself and for my boss as well, the way they have mentored me. I was seeing lions as a problem animals. I didn't like lions at all. And that is when I realized anytime that a lion kill a cow or a goat or anything, realize that it is my generation, a young warrior in our culture play a bigger role within the society. It is a man aged between 15 years to 20 years of age. And once he become a warrior, given that role to protect his livestock and his community. And that's when I said, if we need to protect lions, if we need to secure lions, to have lions in our homeland, we need to bring my generation to lion conservation, because we are very much neglected within the decision making in terms of conservation. And that's when we started the Warrior Watch program. So we began with 5 warriors in the first day to really understand who are the leaders, to choose those leaders from the community who can influence the rest. If I sit with this moran, if I can sit with this young man who is 90% of his life is outside the village, looking after his livestock, moving up and down with his livestock due to the pasture and water. If I can influence these young morans while they are there in the bush, they can as well be lion ambassadors. And that's when we began the Warrior Watch program. And we haven't changed their role. They continue doing what they normally do within their villages. But they play a bigger role within the society, go out before the community release their livestock for herding, and climb hills up and tracks. And if they see any lions tracks or any lions where they hide, then they communicate that message back to the community. Then as well, we monitor the lions using the vehicles, because within the community, we have solitary lions. It is very hard to see lions in the community areas. There are very few roads access, So we use the vehicles to ID every individual lions. Because of the number of lions we have in this region, then that is the only way we can connect ourselves and know every individual lions, because every lions mean a lot to us. We can't afford to lose these few lions that we have here. And therefore, using vehicles, that's how we use to draw the lion whisker spots and also the ear marks. And that's how we can tell this is Nanai, this is Naramat, and give them names, and give the community to give them names. Wherever lions live among the community, they give the name to own that lions. So we give the community to give the name, and that is how we can monitor every individual lions. We also put some of them, the radio coloring, we color them together with Kenya Wildlife Service, and put the color so to mitigate the conflict, because by doing so you have minimized the conflict, because once early in the morning you know exactly where the lions are, you rush there, you stand by there, and once you see any livestock coming toward that area, you alert the community to be very vigilant and also to avoid those areas. And therefore the radio coloring also help secure the lions to save their lives as well. So that is one way of we are doing in this region as well. When we first begin the Warrior Watch program, we ask them, what do you want in return? So they said education, because we have never been to school. So we started the Sunday school in the center of the conservancy. And every Sunday, they go to school to learn how to read and write. And we just started very basic alphabetical letters. And I'm very proud to say that out of those 20 warriors, only 3 that we just recruit in a different conservancy that doesn't know how to read and write. They're all carrying their pens in their knives. So anytime they see, then they can write. Before, I was to sit there and take the whole report that what they have seen throughout the week. What have you seen Monday, Tuesday, and I will write for them. But now I'm very proud to say that we have moved even from data that they used to write up to the smartphones. Now they use their own smartphones now to record the data. So that is something very good for them as well to learn and read and write. But that was not enough. We wanted to make a life cycle from generation to generations. And that is when we said, yes, very soon I'll become a junior elder. And then the other generation, the other young men will come up taking the same role that I was playing. So we started a Lion Kids Camp, whereby we bring all the kids. And these kids are in 2 various places. These are school kids and also the herders who haven't been to school. To show the herders they can play a bigger role. So we bring them and come in our camp for 5 days. Unfortunately, these kids, or even myself, we see the negative side of wildlife. We see a lion coming out of the bush and kill a goat. We see like a cheetah coming out of bush and killing. So you never see a positive side of the wildlife in this region, unfortunately. Even myself, when I begin Ewaso Lions. And therefore, we have these amazing birds that we take them to Samburu National Reserve to show them their ever fast lions without any problem, in harmony, without causing any problem to their livestock. And that is one of the very big initiatives that we have started from the school kids and also the herders who haven't been to school. And here is Junior, one of my big example. And I'm very proud to say that here is his first ever lion. And I couldn't believe how this kid was so happy to see his first lion. He used to see the trucks, but he have never seen a lion sitting, doing nothing in harmony. But you can see his face, how he's so happy when he first spotted the lion. And this kid, when he first joined the Lion Kids Camp, he was this young, small boy that I looked down and look at him. And if at the end of the kids camp, he said, I want to be like you. I want to be like a warrior like you. I need to protect lions. And I couldn't believe this kid. What he's saying is true, actually, because he's too young, and I could look down, and this kid is so small. And I'm very proud to say that, look at him now, how he's tall. I'm looking up now on him. He's so tall. And now he has come to become a warrior now. He just finished his graduation just a week ago. And now he's doing the lion conservation in his home with his friend, with his warriors. And it is something that I was looking for, but I couldn't believe that this kid will make that come true. Again, this is one of another example. Elkasian is one of our Lion Kids Camp that joined the Lion Kids Camp for the first time. And then he got that moment of seeing a first ever lion in the wild doing nothing. And this kid is amazing. He started changing his name so that he can come to the next kid camp. So any time that we are holding a new kid camp, this kid changed his name. But we look at him and we said, this is the same guy. And then he came again. So, and now Kaisian is here with his cows. He's now playing a bigger role. He's now moran. He's now standing there talking to other warriors, his generation, about lion conservation. This is him when he first started his graduation, becoming a warrior. And just a week ago, this picture we took here in camp when he feasted us. And you can see how he's now very different. He's now very happy to become a warrior, to play that role. And that is how we are choosing this young generation of warriors. This is how I'm mentoring, going and see those kids from the Lion Kids Camp who knows about lion conservation, who have really become really passionate about lion conservation. And that is how I'm mentoring the new generation. Because now we are now elders ourselves. Now we are bringing another generation, a whole lot of young lion warriors. And I'm choosing within villages, those who have been to Lion Kids Camp and those who have seen conservation as part of life. And to give you an example about what we have already achieved is in our community. Here is one of our example of Naramat, one of female becomes so famous in this region. And Naramat came from Samburu National Reserve. He discovered this area, and he made it like his home, and the community have accepted. And because of my community have accepted this female, he disappeared and come with these 3 cubs. And that was amazing, not even for us as Ewaso Lions, also for the whole conservancy, for the whole community, that the lions can breed in a community area. They can roar and they can live among the community as well. And I want to say that we have achieved that alone. I have this amazing team of warriors, women, and the Lion Kids Camp all together, and also my community. I won't forget the entire community that who have been on our side from day one, and this amazing team. But there's still challenges in northern Kenya. The drought, as I said, is becoming a problem. Even the main river called Ewaso River is drying up. So sometimes you found out there's this little place where the water is, but everything competing there. So there's a lot of competition, and that is a very big challenge for the lions to survive, and also for the community. So that become a huge problem for everything, and that is what we are trying to build, the coexistence about people and lions. Again, in northern Kenya, there's infrastructure. A lot of development is happening in northern Kenya, the pipeline, the railway, but we are in front of everything to make sure that the corridors are open for wildlife, for also the community underpath, so that there's still a connectivity between a landscape, another landscape, and another landscape. So that is one of the major challenges that we are facing, but we are working with other stakeholders, we're working with our government to make sure that everything is in the right place. With that, we have very big mission. We still have a very big mission, us as Ewaso Lions, we're looking ahead. We have really strong hope because of our community, because of our team, and everyone else. We are not alone. I'll say thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, Jeneria, wow, thank you so much. What a great presentation. I don't believe for a second that that's your first time presenting. It was so flawless. Great job. Thanks for sharing some of that adventure with us. And maybe I should just walk off and you should take over for the rest of the day. What do you think, Jeneria? No, I think your signal might have paused on us for a second. Let's see. Let's see if I can bring him back if I stop his screen share. All right, so we might just have to wait for just a moment for them to come back in and join us. Yep, here they are already.
Yes, sorry.
No, that's okay. Don't worry. You're connecting from the bush, right? Out in Kenya. So the presentation.
Actually, I did, yeah. We have a very small place where the internet is. So, and it's very hot in here. So I decided to do it outside. Yeah.
No, I love it. Good choice. I was just saying, Jeneria, that was an amazing presentation. You are such a good presenter. I'm just going to leave for the day and you're going to take over. You're going to host the rest of the day. How does that sound? Yeah.
I wish I could do that, what you do. It's really hard even for me to just talk on the screen. I'm very lucky to have you here. Otherwise, I could have been so confused. What am I doing in the world?
No, it's so great. And the story is so great. And to watch the transition that you have, and now that next generation coming in and looking up a junior, that is so inspirational, the work that you're doing. Thank you for sharing it with us today.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get started with a couple questions because we still have some time. So I would love to know a little bit about, growing up. Had you seen lions before, or was the fear just something that was kind of passed on as you were growing up?
Unfortunately, I didn't see like lions like sitting there. When I was growing up, I would always like see the trucks. I would always like see like the lion coming in the bush and killing my cows. And once you scream, they start like taking off. So yeah. I've never seen like a lion like sitting there doing nothing and really observing and even knowing exactly how the lions look like. So yes, there are lions in Samburu, but it is very hard to see them when you're growing up because we don't have vehicles as well to go on a big game drive. So, but having your livestock in the bush, it is quite, you'll see like really far, or you'll bump into a lion, but you'll never like spend that time to really watch at the lion.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. And so when you had that first experience, when you saw your first lion in a different context, so not as, a predator or a threat, was it that first time, was that enough to flip the switch, or did it take a little while afterwards, a little more encounters?
So I was looking when we go out with Giovanni, my boss. I will always like look in the bush. I didn't know how big is the lion actually to really picture it. Yes, I know the color is brown, but that was not enough. I was shocked even to see the paw. How big is the paw of a lion? How big is actually the arms or something, and also the head. But that was not enough. I still have like a fear. I still like remembering picture it from my cow perspective, that you have killed my cow or something. But later on, I start like building the trust, seeing how difficult following one lion for days, and to an extent that you won't even wish you have a cow to give him there because he's really struggling to find food, and to think that by tomorrow this lion will be dead. So, and starting like thinking in a bigger picture, not only your livestock, your cow, thinking like how lions are surviving in this environment. It become like really something that you start like thinking that they have this, there's a village there, you hear some goats there. So you see so many challenges that even if I was myself, I don't know even how I can survive in this environment. So
Yeah.
learning all those problems that they go through, that have given me that, oh, it's not even the problem that they are killing my livestock. Actually, there's no food. Oh, there's no space for them even to chase. If there's one in Geronop, yes, there's no space for them to chase for like an hour without bumping into a village or without bumping into a cow or something.
Yeah. So your family, others in your community, were they surprised by your change in attitude? Did it take a while to convince them to change their minds?
Yes, of course. The first time they said, oh, going with Giovanni, they think maybe, something that, you're following a crazy lady who comes to Samburu, saying that let's do lion conservation. They think maybe I've gone mad by doing that. But luckily, we have these amazing conservancies that we are in. So at least people take a while, like to really think about lion conservation in terms of conserving them and building that coexistence. Was very hard for them to really say, how can we put cows there and they still align in the same area? So it does take a while, actually.
Yeah. So we can squeeze in one more question before we have to wrap up for today. And this question came in from the audience, from Slido, and they're wondering if the area where you are, if there's a lot of tourism and if you're feeling the impact of less tourism right now.
Say that again.
Is the area where you live, is there a lot of tourism? Do a lot of people visit? Are you feeling an impact from less visitors?
Yes, in Samburu is very famous in terms of the tourism destination. Is one of the biggest destination in Kenya. Yes, so now it have reduced due to this pandemic, but yes, it is something that some people are seeing a lot of impact, and some are like, we were all like seeing this. It is something that people are thinking about.
Yeah. Well, I want to give a shout out to Shivani for helping out today. I want to give a huge shout out to you, Jeneria. Thank you for doing your first presentation with us, and thank you for the work that you're doing. It's so inspiring to see those young kids and as they grow up to become warriors, and the impact that biodiversity can have when they see the nature, when they see wild, when they find out how important it is. It's amazing the transformation that can happen.
Thank you so much, and thank you everyone else. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to let you go and get on with your day, but thank you for joining us at the Global Biodiversity Festival.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.